Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just running this pallet of beehives down to the farm, and then I'm going to pop on the bucket for this one and chuck a little bit of silage into the biomass plant so that we can sell that. And then I'm going to buy a side-mounted mower for the Sammy tractor that is up the top at the moment already, and then we will use both the mowers and we'll start doing a bit of mowing. The Deutz is working away quite nicely in the field, and everything is rosy, except that I've already done all of this, and I got almost to the finish of the episode, and it crashed again. And it was while I was up doing mowing. It wasn't anywhere near where it was crashing yesterday, so somewhere I have a serious mod conflict. I don't have... Why am I going up here with this one? Getting carried away. Right, I'll tell you what. Question for the week, before I go any further. Do you want me to... I've got this one already, the Marshall, but I'm going to go for something a bit bigger. Do you want me to get the Zunhammer, which is an 18,500 litre tank, or do you want me to get this modded Fliegl one? There it is. The VFW 10600. Do you want me to get that one instead? It's your vote, it's your game. Head down to the comment section down below and let me know what you would like. So, I have a mod conflict somewhere. It doesn't affect me on any other map. Right, I've not had any crashes on any other map. It's only this map. So I need to look at what I'm using in this map that I'm not using anywhere else. And there's a few things. There is the viable objects on this map. I'm really hoping it's not that. This GEA mixed feeder system. That one is different from any other map. But I've also got this Bison, the Rosselmash combine here. I've got that one. And I'm not using that on any other map. I haven't had that parked up on any other map. And looking in the log file, there seems to be a lot of errors when it's loading that combine. So the first thing we're going to do is sell that combine. I'm also, just as a precaution, I'm going to get rid of that sell thing there for the milk. Well, actually, the milk thing, I don't know about that. We've got some milk up the top. We might want a bit more milk, but it could be that is causing a problem. So I'll get rid of the combine first, where those two I'm not using anywhere else either, but I've not heard of those causing conflicts anywhere else. Any issues, any problems. Now, I do have a whole host of other mods that are running, but like I say, I've not encountered any issues so far. This is the first time I've had any ongoing crashes in the game. So let's just bounce up and down there. So anyway, what I told you in the episode that I actually got... Whoa, there we go. You know that bounce, like that? On Facebook, there is an FS15 Farming Simulator fan page, a group. And I'm a member of this group. It's a lot of fun. It's run by someone called Rich Mater. He's the admin for it. And... someone has posted a picture up on there this morning of, on the Bjornholm map, you know the sheds with, they've got like at the end of the shed, there's like a raised platform with some steps. You can walk up there, but you wouldn't be able to drive a machine up there. Well, he's got the default telehandler on his map, the Liebherr telehandler, and it's up on top of there. It's on that platform. And he said that his brother off-hitched a bucket up there and then tried to hitch it back on, and it kind of launched it up into the air, and it wound up with this telehandler being right up on top of on this platform. It wasn't on the roof, it didn't get launched through the roof, but it got onto the platform. That has got to be the single best picture I have ever seen for Farming Simulator. It is absolutely sensational. That is awesome. I love that picture. So if you are on Facebook and you're able to go and take a look at it, go and take a look at it. It's a Farming Simulator fan page, I think it is, or group or something like that. It's I think it's just called FS15. But yeah, it's well worth taking a look at. That is the funniest picture that I have seen of Farming Simulator. Now then, I'm going to walk up to the top and get the Sammy tractor, and we'll buy our mower and we get started. Oh no. We want to get rid of this one. This one might be what is causing us some issues, so I'm going to get rid of this one now. That hitch doesn't seem to do anything. It doesn't work, so I'll have to tow the trailer and the header up separately, so I'll get a small tractor to do that. I'm not sure which one I'm going to use to do that, but let's do this from in cab. I've got to remember that I'm in an offset cab here, not centre. So we'll take this one up to the yard and we will sell this one. I was planning to do it at the beginning of the next episode because I'd like to do some combining soon. Our canola or oilseed rape, depending where you're from, that is now ready to harvest. So we've got that one waiting to go. And we've got a couple other fields as well that we can harvest. So I thought we'd get the old Lexion 430 out and see what we can do with it. But yeah, so we'll get rid of this combine and hopefully that might solve some of our issues. But I'll take this one up to the top and then I will come back with a tractor and I will get the trailer and then I will see you when it's time to sell everything. I went up and got this nice little tractor, which is the Lindner, the Geotrack, and I'm just dragging the header trailer and the header up to the sell point here, so we'll get rid of these. I've also, because I noticed, I pointed out there yesterday, or day before, whenever it was, that we've got 100 chickens, but there's only one spot on there for the actual eggs to be collected. And so I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't like the chickens for some reason. It could be that. So, as a precaution, I have removed all the chickens as well from the game. And we'll sort of take it like that. I kind of realised that, you know, for some of you it might be a little bit frustrating that I'm trying to work through an issue like this while I'm playing, but I know that several people do actually try to make sure they've got the same mods loaded as me and play the game as I play it. So with that in mind, I'm trying to sort of find out what this issue is with you. And I don't want to spend too much time on it. And if I can find out what it is off screen and tell you, then of course I will do so. But I was unable to sort of track down what it was. There's a few things that got errors on them. Right, we're buying the Pottinger here, the little side-mounted mower. That will go quite nicely with the front-mounted mower that we've got on this tractor. I get that one. So, yeah, the only other thing I can think of that it might be would be the milk sell point coupled with the stop the milk sale. Because that's the only real ones that I use on this map that I haven't used on any other map. Now, obviously, I used the beekeeping mod on the Old Times map, and I have not once had a single crash on there. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first time that I've had Farming Simulator 15 crash on me at all. I have not had a single issue with it up until now. So, I'm assuming that it is something that we're using here that we're not using elsewhere. I need to keep in mind that I am using the Beast trailer, which I hadn't used elsewhere. So that might be causing something. We may have to resort to selling that one. Now, something else that I have been asked to do, and that is I have spent quite a lot of time, I do spend a lot of time, out of cab. And I've had a few people request that I do some more in-cab driving because they prefer it. Well, that's fair enough. If that's what you prefer, that's what you prefer. So I will try to do some more in-cab driving. Because the main reason that I prefer out-of-cab driving is because I like looking at the machinery. I like seeing it working. And that's the thing, though. I've spent a lot of time driving this machinery for real. And I actually find it less realistic to be in-cab. Because I can see the stuff, but it's not quite the same view because obviously peripheral vision and things like that do make it different. But it's also the feel of driving the tractor. Now, when you drive a tractor for real, you feel the bumps and jolts as you go over bumpy ground. You can feel the machine revving underneath you. You feel the attachments. You can feel them running as well. And it's all about the feel and the smells that you get associated with it as well. And that's all part of it. And because all of that is missing when I'm driving in cab in the game, great demand for wood chips. I think we'll keep our wood chips for the beehives. Because you don't get all of the smell and the feel of it when you're in the game. For me, it kind of breaks the immersion for me. It feels less realistic. So it actually feels, for me, more realistic to drive around like that, because from a distance, those look identical. Well, they're built to be identical to the ones in real life. And I know that they look like this. So when I'm looking at it at this kind of angle, or you know, from the side and that, it feels more realistic for me, which is why I like to do more out of cab driving than I do in cab driving. That's about as best as I can explain it. But as I have been asked to do more in cab driving, I'll try and keep it 50-50. So that should keep everybody happy. So those of you who like more in cab stuff, I will try to do some more. And then those of you that like the out of cab stuff, I will still be doing plenty out of cab. So it's sort of, hopefully we will cater to everybody at least a little bit. I know that you can never please everybody all of the time. I'm also very good at upsetting everybody all of the time, but I don't think we really want to go down that road whilst I'm doing these videos. Yeah, okay. So this is what I'm going to try and do. So we'll try and do today, we'll try and do some mowing from in cab, because most of the mowing I normally do, I do out of cab. And so I will try and do as much of this as I can in cab, and hopefully the game is not going to implode on us. I'll do another round around this field, and then I will finish this field off camera a minute, and we will go and hunt some more grass. Because I did originally say that we weren't going to do the bit up round the beekeeping mods, but now I'm thinking we should do those bits up there, because we can access it from two ends, and the grass up there is going to be quite close to the sheep, because they need grass now. They got none. The cattle are running out of grass. They don't have very much left at all either. They've got a little bit in their mixed feeder, but not much at all. So we need desperately to get grass in for both lots. So I'm thinking this field here would be quickest to take down to the cattle, and we'll tip into their feeder down there. And then the other field up the top there, that will go in straight in for the sheep. Can pick that up with the forage wagon, you know, the Pottinger forage wagon that we've got. We've also got a rake in the shed that we haven't used yet, so we'll be able to bring that one out and use that one. Now, when you're mowing, you get to the end of the row, you would normally pick up both mowers. Oops, I just turned it off. Leave it on, but pick up both. No, don't turn off. I keep pressing the wrong button, I'm sorry. Right. Then you would move, and then you come into the next part. So now we're going to split up across the middle of the field. About there, I'd say. It seems about right. So we would lower the mower down, lower the front mower down. We'd actually lower the front mower down, move forward, and then lower the back one. And then you'd be away. Depending on what you're doing. I know some farmers who don't bother doing that. Depending on what they do. If you're cutting hay, you always pick up, because you want to keep the stalks long. If you're cutting silage, it doesn't really matter. And I know plenty of farmers who just leave the mower down when they're cutting for silage and just go flying around the field, because you're going to cut it up afterwards anyway. And if it's mashed up a bit more by the mower, it'd kind of help. This we're picking up for silage, so we could actually get away with not lifting the mowers at all and still being kind of realistic. If we were cutting for hay, we would definitely want to be picking up, because you don't want really short bits where it's been double cut, or it ends up making a poorer bale. It can flake away, and you can end up leaving a load of it in the field as well. It's kind of wasteful. You don't want to do that. So yeah, you don't always have to pick the mowers up, and I always find that picking the mowers up in this game is very, very time consuming, because you don't just have it on one lever. Whereas if you're in a tractor, I mean, to be honest, I've never used a front-mounted mower. I've never done that. I've only ever used a side-mounted mower or a trailed mower, but never a front-mounted one. But I know people who... I have used front-mounted machinery before, and you tend to sort of set it so that you do it all on one lever rather than two. One tractor we had, we even just tied two levers together. You had one for the front and one for the back, and we just tied them together, so you always pick them both up at the same time. Others will run them separately, so you can pick them up and place them down as they come into whatever it is that you're doing. Everybody does things slightly differently. Right, I have talked plenty long enough. I'm going to finish this field, and hopefully we won't crash, and then I'll get back to you when we move up over there to start mowing around the beekeeping mod buildings. And this is the last little bit, and we have had no crashes. We've had a couple of little almost glitchy moments where it's kind of just a fraction of a pause, like a little bit of lag, and then corrected itself. I'm not sure if that's, you know, the game thinking about crashing or what. I really don't know. But so far, so good. Since selling Combine and the chickens, we're making some progress. So it might be that it was down to the Combine and the chickens. That we will just have to wait and see. Now, we're going to go up round here. I don't think that we're going to have time, because I am now running out of time because of the, you know, sold a bit of silage and so on, and then we moved the Combine, and we didn't actually get started on the mowing for a little while, so we're not going to have time to do all that much mowing. Now, originally, when I started this map, I did say that I wasn't going to mow this bit up here, because I thought that it wasn't sort of designed to be accessed, but you can access this from two sides, and there's a wide open gateway up the top by the sheep to access this area. So I'm just going to say that yes, we can access this, and I think it would be acceptable. So we're just up against the side of the mountain here. I think that should be okay. We don't want to go down there too much because they'll be kicking up too much gravel into the grass, but I think here we'll be fine. Change to the front, lower that down, start it up, and we're away. Right, let's come over towards the hedge. Excellent. Right, so we'll mow this bit, and we'll go up near the buildings up there. We're not going to do like right up tight to the buildings, but I will get close to them, I think. We've got a big piece here, and then we've got another piece up the top that we can do as well. So we're not going to actually get to the raking this time. We'll do raking in our next episode, and I'll probably, you know, make a good start on gathering the grass with the pottinger in our next episode as well. But I do want to move some of that stuff around. Now, one thing that I have... Oh, we've got a great demand for sugar beet. I don't think we've got any sugar beet. One thing I have noticed about this map, not this map, the beekeeping mod, is when you restart the game, it doesn't matter how much of a pallet is over there, it doesn't finish making the pallet. It just says, oh, there's no pallet, there's no room for it, so you've got to empty it out. Which, yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a little bit frustrating, a little bit annoying, but you know, we'll work around that. It does mean that I guess we'll have to empty it out at the beginning of an episode if we're going to do it. And I know I said that we would kind of focus on the beekeeping mod for this map, but I don't want to just do the beekeeping stuff, because what that really boils down to is moving a tanker from one point to another point. You don't actually see you're doing very much. You know, I'm telling you that we're moving honey, but for all you know, we could be moving anything. You know, there's no real... Hang on a minute. Okay, we really don't want to make a mistake here. Or our poor tractor. Why have I not mown that bit there? I've missed a huge, great big chunk. Why has it done that? Right, let me pick that one up. And pick the back one up. Hang on, I want to reverse. Now, why has it done that? Is that a bug? Is it not quite right? I'm not sure. We haven't done any mowing since this piece back over here. Look. All that way round. I didn't actually pick up that we weren't doing any mowing because I was in cab, so I kind of missed this, but I don't know what this is about. So we'll have another go, but this might cause things to go horribly wrong. Lower that one down, and lower that one down. Let's see. Why didn't we mow? It's mowing now. I am a little bit further in. It's just not... It's not letting me do it at all. Does it not like it? Do I not own the field? It's not coming up and telling me that I don't own the field. But for whatever reason, it's not mowing. It might be because it is indeed off the edge of the map. And it thinks that, well, it's off the edge of the map, so yeah, what do you think you're doing, Frith? You know, you don't own this. This isn't yours. But look at that. That's not that's not mowing anything. No mowing. A little bit here. Okay, this is actually quite funny. I'm guessing that this is just a bug with the map. That would be my first guess. Is just this slight bug with the map. But how much of this are we actually going to be able to mow then? I'm going to do this out of cab so we can see at least what we are mowing and what we're not mowing. Hopefully we can pick this up again. I would like to be able to pick it up. Right, so we're not mowing anything here. There's a little bit out on that corner. Nothing here. It looks like it's up in the air, but it's really not. It's down into the grass. There we go, that's cutting. Another section there, big chunk. That is the strangest thing I've ever experienced. Well, okay, maybe not quite the strangest, but still. Okay, so my question for this week is, do you want me to get the Zunhammer slurry tanker, the 18,500 litre one? Or do you want me to get the modded Fliegl one, which is this one, which is 10,600 litres? It's your vote, it's your game. Head to the comment section down below and let me know which one you want. I'm wondering if perhaps the crashes, and you know, obviously we got this little issue with the grass here, it might just be because this map seems to come with a few little bugs. Slightly irritating, but I mean overall I do like this map. But it might be that the crashes and stuff are just a few bugs with the map, a few issues with it. That's why we can't do any mowing at the moment. Little things like that. So how much can we mow coming down here? We've got a section here that we can cut. And, oh, it's allowing me to cut some of it as I'm moving round. Now it's stopping again. Right, well, today has been a complete immersion breaker for me. I don't know about you guys. It was alright to start with, but this is definitely immersion breaking for me. Yeah, we've got another section now that's not mowing. Yeah, sometimes you just have to admit that, yes, it's not real life and you are playing a game. And you just have to kind of go with it and accept the fun. So I think that's what we're going to have to do here. So we've got some of this field that we've been able to mow. I'll just carry on round here. There's a sort of a big drop right there, which we want to be careful of. So if I come round, there we go, like that. And we'll cut across the front of this one. See, that's saying 0, even though it's got part of a pallet on it. But I've got no mowing at all going on over here, so I'm just assuming that it doesn't like mowing. Now we've got some more mowing going. I'll finish this mowing off camera so that you can see in the next episode how much we were actually able to cut and how much the game has just said, yeah, you're not having that, mate. Alright? So, yeah, next week when we come back to it, we'll have some that we can pick up. I'm just not quite sure how much there is going to be. And, yeah, once we've done the picking up, I think we need to get back to combining, because we do have quite a bit to do. We'll do some more stuff with the beekeeping mod. We'll move a few bits of stuff around, move some pallets, drag some honey and some milk about. But it might be time to sell. If I do experience another crash while I'm doing the work in between the episodes, it might be time to get rid of the milk sell point and just sort of work with the met on the beekeeping rather than the other one. We could top that one up with milk before we do it, but then after that we might sort of say we'll try it without it, because that's another mod that we don't run on any other map, and we haven't run on any other map, so that may be causing some issues. And if we got a map that's slightly buggy, then anything we can do to help is, yeah, a good thing. At least that's what I'm thinking. Right, I have talked way too long. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch it as well. That would be awesome. But again, until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.